Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are talking about the Chantecaille Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. I have a few samples here of the Chantecaille Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. I have the shade called Vanilla. I think we should start off by just reading some of the description and information about this product. I am on the Chantecaille website right now. So this item here retails at $74 US plus tax, which comes to about 100 Canadian plus tax. Also, this item is 1.7 fluid ounces. And just to compare, I have a couple foundations here. One is from Armani and one is from Chanel. And both of these are 1 fluid ounces. So 1.7 is almost double the size of just an average foundation bottle. I was looking at the size of the product because the price is so expensive, so I was trying to see how I could justify it. So let's go ahead and read off the description and the claims. So this is a tinted moisturizer, as I mentioned. So it's an exceptionally versatile 3-in-1 formula that represents a new approach to foundation. Designed for men and women as a unique skin perfector, it provides excellent skin smoothing coverage and sun protection. Smooth, velvety, extraordinarily lightweight texture with a unique blend of thyme and butterfly blush extract with powerful antioxidant benefits. This product is free of animal testing, no parabens, there's no fragrance, and there are no phthalates. It says here to apply a small amount on the face and then blend it out with your fingertips or a foundation brush. But when I was at the counter, my Chantecaille consultant, Jessica, told me to use a beauty sponge at home. So that's what I'm going to do. I usually prefer applying any complexion item with a makeup sponge. So that's what we'll stick to for today's video. Now, this tinted moisturizer shade range is quite limited. There are only 7 shades to choose from. That being said, oftentimes with tinted moisturizers, since they're so light, they tend to really adapt to your complexion. So even if you don't have the exact perfect shade, it can still work for you. But perhaps one day they will add more colors to this shade range. One thing I want to mention is this product has an SPF of 15. Now, 15 is not a very strong SPF. You should wear a sunscreen apart from your makeup. It's all nice to have a sun protection in your product. However, you really need a sunscreen before your makeup. I just wanted to put that out there. So just because you see a sun protection on your primer or your foundation, don't think that that's enough to protect your skin. Go in with a real sunscreen beforehand. I just had a mild moment of panic. I have been waving this sample around in the video for the past 10 minutes thinking it was the sample for the Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. It is not. This is a sample for a moisturizer, and this is in fact my sample here that I want to test out. I had to dig through my drawers to find this here. So again, this is in the shade Vanilla. I'm going to go ahead and apply it with a beauty sponge because that's my preferred way of applying a foundation. I'm going to start off with a little bit and then add more because with makeup, it's always easier to add makeup than to remove it. I was so confused because online the Just Skin tube is purple and the sample that I was waving around is white, and I was like, oh, maybe the sample is a different color? No, I think I just got both of them at the same time and I just misplaced them. But I had like a mild moment of panic. I was like, did I just talk for 10 minutes for no sample? Okay, so this is blending out very easily. This was just like a small amount. It definitely gives your skin but better. It does still look a little bit luminous. Let's go ahead and add just a little bit more. I think the vanilla shade is good for me. As I mentioned, a lot of like tinted moisturizers, you get the benefits of like blurring and evening your skin tone without needing to do an exact color match. So even though the shade range is not extraordinary, I think a lot of people could still find the correct shade in here. Just looking at my skin right now, it looks very healthy. It doesn't look overly luminous, overly dewy. It also doesn't look too matte either. It's a nice velvety in between. It doesn't feel too sticky. Obviously, it's still fresh on the skin, but it is a very nice texture. You can still see a little bit of redness, some beauty marks, etc., but it still looks very nice and light. They do say on the sample here that you should apply this 15 minutes before going out in the sun. Again, 15% SPF is not that high, and you can reapply every 2 hours. So I guess if you are someone who's very active in the sun and you want to wear sunscreen-ish, but you want some makeup, you could keep reapplying this. But again, I would recommend reapplying like a sunscreen with a higher SPF personally. I'm just adding a little bit more where I see a bit of redness that I want to cover. So just off the bat, this feels very light. It feels like your skin, but better. It doesn't have a thick texture. It doesn't roll. It doesn't have any nasty side effects. It's really lovely. Again, this is a really nice, soft, velvety finish. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish up the rest of my makeup, like concealer and all that, and then I will come back to you. Okay, so the rest of the makeup is done. From what I'm seeing, this tinted moisturizer has not moved or reacted poorly with the concealer, powders, etc. It's really wearing well with everything else that I applied. It still looks really beautiful. It has like a nice soft velvety finish. It still looks luminous without being dewy. Like it just looks like it has a nice lightness to it, which is very nice. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, wait a few hours, and then do an inspection because I want to make sure that this does not pick up on any little bits of dehydrated skin. I want to see if it'll settle into my smile lines, etc. And then after that, we can just give our final assessment. All right, guys, it has been 4 hours since my last check-in. Let's go ahead and do a little inspection. So right off the bat, this gives just a really nice soft glow. It isn't luminous and dewy, but it just gives you a really soft, light velvet look. This really is your skin, but better. It feels lightweight. There's no sensation of actually wearing a complexion product whatsoever. I feel as though this has really held up well to eating and drinking and just living. I have a very strange skin type, so around my mouth here, I have very dry skin. And it is important to note that I did exfoliate last night, and I always make a point to exfoliate the night before I do a review for a foundation or a tinted moisturizer. I find that that gives the product a fair chance. And I feel like I'm seeing a little bit of pickup on dry skin here, even though I did exfoliate. It's just the nature of my skin. It is really light though, and I feel like you really have to get in close to notice it. I think if you were standing right in front of me, you wouldn't notice that. It's just me and myself and my mirror here. We can zoom in really close. You know, we all have that thing that we get in really close with a mirror just to see. It's very, very light. It's not very noticeable, but I do think it's important just to mention it. I haven't noticed any settling in fine lines. You know, when you talk and you laugh, you have like little creases. I haven't noticed any product settling in there. I am very impressed with the velvet finish of this item here. I think it is important to compare it to the Chantecaille Future Skin Gel Foundation. I think the Future Skin is much more luminous and dewy. I think this gives you more of a radiance. I think the Future Skin gives you more of a radiance, more of a glow, whereas the Just Skin is more of a soft velvet. Honestly, on a day that I'm feeling very extra, I would go in with the Just Skin as a primer, and then I would go in with the Future Skin on top because I do like that luminosity, but that would only be for a day when I'm feeling very extra, but I think that these would work very well together. Overall, I do think it's a good item. I think the main difference between the Just Skin and the Future Skin is that the Just Skin is just a slightly more velvety matte texture. That being said, it isn't overly dry. The issue I have with matte finish or velvet finish complexion products is that I have experienced some matte or velvet foundations in the past that kind of just suck the moisture out of your skin and are just so flat and matte. And so whenever I see the words velvet, I have this like physical aversion to it because I want to avoid it, but it is a very nice finish. I think this would be lovely in the summer, in the warmer months. I think I would personally benefit from this more. But that being said, I do have dehydrated skin, which means that my skin lacks water, not oil, and it still looks like a really beautiful, soft velvet finish. So it is a really nice complexion product. It's really lovely. I think it wears very well. I do really enjoy tinted moisturizers, you know, very light, natural, your skin but better, because I feel like you can really create such beautiful, healthy looking makeup looks, not only for your skin, but just overall. It just gives you such a nice, healthy glow. Let me know down in the comments, have you tried the Just Skin? Do you prefer the Future Skin? Or what is your favorite tinted moisturizer? If you are new to my channel, whenever I get a new collection, I like to create several different looks with the same items. So if I get an eyeshadow palette, I will create 5 different looks with the same palette. So if you are someone who likes luxury makeup, please like, comment, and also subscribe. Those all help my channel grow, and that way you can be notified whenever I post new content. Okay, I think this about does it for today's video. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.